Hi, I'm Steve Greenblatt coming to you live from ISE 2023. With me today is Brittany DiCesare. She is the Client Relationship Manager at Control Concepts. Welcome, Brittany.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
So at ISE, and with full disclosure, I am also a member of Control Concepts, but I'm also a participant here at AVNation and a host of State of Control. But what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is that we had a big announcement here earlier in the week. Q-SYS talked about a developer program, and Control Concepts was one of the founding members.
Yes.
So why is that something that's important?
Yeah, so what they've done is really highlight the AV software developers within the industry, and being a part of that is really an honor, and it's very exclusive. But what that means is we can serve third-party manufacturers and help get them into the Q-SYS ecosystem. And what I love about this announcement is they're really highlighting a distinction between programmers and AV software developers. And so we're starting to see this shift where what we do at Control Concepts is really help create those building blocks for the programmers to take into the field and utilize for their programming needs and make that all simpler.
So when we talk about AV software developers, it's kind of a new term for this industry. We've been talking about programmers, and programmers are usually the guys and the gals that are left doing a lot of the work to make everything work together. But software developer sounds a little bit different. So can you elaborate about that a little bit?
Yeah, so software developers, what we do is we take the API or an application programming interface, and we take that almost like the ingredients of a recipe, and we bring it down into a level where we create middleware, so drivers, modules, plugins, and create almost like the recipe for the ingredients. So we take it, put it all together so that the programmers within the field can take weeks of programming down to hours, and it makes everything a lot simpler on the integration side.
And what we talk about a lot on a State of Control, and what we talk about a lot just in the industry, is just the fact that programmers are trying to find their way, because a lot of times they've had a target on their back. Because we hear a lot of manufacturers pitching no programming required and no code needed, and a lot of times we are looked at and said, well, how much longer are you going to be doing this?
Right.
Is that true? Is there still a place for programmers?
Oh, there's definitely still a place for programmers, yeah. And you're right, I think oftentimes our programmers are the unseen people until there's a problem, and then they're the first seen to fix the problem. And so even with these no-code solutions, programmers are still going to be vital to bringing everything in and making them work. So we're giving them the tools to be able to do that quickly and efficiently in the field.
And just kind of shifting gears a little bit, you've mentioned about manufacturer relationships. Why is that important to a manufacturer? So a manufacturer, a lot of times they're producing a product, but do they really need to be thinking beyond their product as much?
Absolutely. I mean, especially right now, we've seen this shift in our industry from being an end-to-end solution provider to now just being able to work with everything and everyone. And people want to be able to pull in the products available to them and make them all work together. So it's really important to be able to make that as simple as possible. And it's going to really give manufacturers a lot more exposure when they play nicely with everyone else.
So you're telling me that manufacturers are starting to work together more than they used to?
Yes, I'm actually seeing a lot of that. It's fantastic.
And I know you do a lot of work that's on the business side, and you recently got your CTS, but speak to some more of the women in the industry about where is their place to be able to grow and expand, and your focus is more business-wide, but you really have a passion for the technology. Just give some words of encouragement to those who are looking to further themselves.
Yeah, this is a wonderful industry. I love the family aspect of this industry, and I love that there's so much focus on getting new people in, experiencing new ideas, and really helping people expand on that. And so with the CTS, for me, it was almost my way of saying, this is the industry that I'm committed to. This is where I want to be. This is long term for me. And I think from a female perspective, it really helps show the industry, I do know what I'm talking about from a technical perspective. Even though I'm on the business side, it gives me a foundation to stand on when I'm talking to manufacturers who are definitely more technical and have more technical experience perhaps than I do. And I think it's so important for us to continue to encourage not only those to pursue getting their CTS or other certifications, but let's encourage our women to continue to pursue that as well, because it's so important. And one thing that I think is incredible, and I'm going to tote on our company a little bit, we're almost 50% female to male ratio, which is very unheard of in this industry, and it's something I'm very proud of to be able to work for a company like that.
And when you're looking at where things are headed from your perspective, because you're still in the beginnings of your career, whereas I feel like I've passed the midpoint, where do you see things headed, for you and for the industry in general, to encourage people to get more involved?
I mean, I think we just need to continue to mentor and bring up others in the industry, to continue to be thought leaders within the industry, and provide not only the technical experience and knowledge that our industry is founded on, but also the soft skills. Talk about business leadership, talk about thought leadership, talk about all those soft skills that you need in order to have those conversations with people. All of that is so important and vital to our industry, and we're seeing a lot more focus. We're being called on by manufacturers to offer some thought leadership to them and some training to them. So all of these things are definitely important, and I see our industry continuing just to be better in years to come.
Sure. And one of the things that I look at is that I say, what other industry can you be in where you can be a small company or an individual and really get recognized?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just special in that regard.
Yeah.
Last thing I wanted to touch on is that our company is just recently celebrated a 25th year anniversary. Yeah. So why does that matter, and how is that meaningful to you?
Oh, well, I think it shows that we have a history here. We've seen the industry evolve and grow. We've been here. We're founded here. We understand the needs of this industry, and so to be able to take that and say we've seen where we've come from, and we can see a vision for where we're going as an industry, and we can see the needs of the industry, and we're here and ready to help. And so I think that's where we've seen our company really pivot to, being independent programmers. We understand the needs of the programmers in the industry, and now as AV software developers, we can serve the needs of the programmers. We can help them in what they do on a day-to-day basis, and we can provide support for them.
Well, I like that. That's great. And thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of this. How can people get in touch with you, learn more about what you're up to? You've been doing a lot in the industry. You've been on podcasts and written articles, so share a little bit about that.
Sure. So you can find out more about our company and my contact information at controlconcepts.net, and I'm also on LinkedIn and Twitter at Britt Dice.
And this has been a discussion with Brittany DiCesare. She is the client client services manager, client relationship manager, at Control Concepts. And I'm Steve Greenblatt with AVNation.tv. To learn more about AVNation.tv, visit the website, and you can see coverage from the ISE 2023, as well as many of the podcasts in all of the verticals of the industry. And please visit AVNation.tv. Thank you very much.